how to program yourself for the highest level of performance possible. I'm Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant. This is part 4 of the Preparatory Cuing series that I'm teaching. We use this in deliberate coaching, and we also use this in inner game of shooting. This may be the quintessential one. This is the one to rule them all, and it needs to be really applied. Most people don't know how to communicate with themselves very well. We know words are ineffective. They mean different things to different people. They also mean different things to you. Fast and slow may mean something entirely different. Fast may mean to move in a reckless manner, and slow may mean to get more tension so you can't move. It's not a good way to program yourself. So we've got to think about what's the best way to communicate with ourselves. Well, it would be great if we could see an image of what we're about to do, but images are too slow still. And if we could see a movie of what we're about to do, we're getting a lot closer. But what if we could actually create a version of ourselves that can experience it? All right. We call this visualization. It is not entirely correct because it is not visual alone. There is a kinesthetic part of this. There's a feeling part of it also. When I get ready to do a task, what I want to do is put myself in the task, seeing it from the position I'll see it. So if I'm working a gun, I want to be behind the sights and not from the side. And what I want to see is how everything's going to look as I move through it, allowing me to do a good job and expect each outcome. And if something goes wrong, I also know the correction. Feeling-wise, kinesthetic-wise, I either want to focus on one of two things. It depends where your weakness is. If you tend not to breathe, I want you to visualize the feeling of breath coming in and out of your body. It'll take care of itself then. If breath is not the problem, sometimes grip is, then I want you to have the visualization of what it feels like to grip the gun well. What this allows the mind to do is when it recognizes that it has that, then it can simply let it go. At this point, you don't have to micromanage anymore. You have a program, you know what you're about to see, you know what you're about to feel, and you know you can correct it in real time. Very empowering for you. Unfortunately, most of us micromanage and we have a checklist. And as soon as we get past 1 and 2, we forget about them and we get to the next checklist and it never works. Or we make a trade. This time I'll go fast. This time I'll go slow. This time I'll focus on my front sight. This time I'll open my vision. And it's one thing at a time, which allows a series of other errors. Visualize what you're about to do, create a future self, and sacrifice it to the experience of visualization and kinesthetic feeling. You'll program yourself and you'll perform at a much higher level. The better you do the visualization, that means that your idea of what is about to happen matches your reality and perception, the better the outcome will be. I'm amazed that people don't take time to do this. This can be done like this. We're very fast at processing this sort of information. Could be done in self-defense. It could be done in competition. Really no difference as far as that. If I see something coming, I can visualize what my possible motions and outcomes are and my corrections and be ahead of it. Please try this on the line. Make sure you're doing it from seeing it from behind your eyes. Make sure that your cues are there. Look for the comparison between what you visualized and what you actually experienced. What you're looking for is in the actual experience, are there absences? Is there places where you didn't see anything? That means you're not telling yourself to pay attention. The one clear goal of performance is to see our sights relative to the target so we can call our shots. Okay? In shooting, that is the primary goal. Everything else is managed unconsciously through our unconscious competence. So we need to be able to call our shots. There is no more important thing because it puts the emphasis on seeing the sighting system and getting the feedback so we can make an immediate correction. I wish I could emphasize this more. I don't know how to, but it's really important. And if you can do this one thing, even if you don't get the other 6, you're going to find a big difference. You competitors, I'd warn you about this too. If you visualize a great course of action, you feel really confident, and you see somebody else do something completely different, don't try to adopt that right away. Either reset your visualization to incorporate that, or just ignore that input and maybe shoot it your way and see how it turns out. Oftentimes, other people's ideas are introduced in our own, and what it creates is a big absence in the pattern, and you'll leave things out. You'll forget to shoot things. You'll forget to do things. Okay? Pay attention to what you're doing. Be the receiver of the information instead of the observer or the micromanager, And visualization will lead you to absolute success at your current level of skill that you've earned through practice. All right, I'm Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant. And as always, measure, refine, and perform.